Thank you and welcome. I'm Amber Zanin, and together with David Coburn, Stacey DeVolder, Steve McRae, and Felina Stack, we are pleased to be here to discuss our venture Think H2O and its triple bottom line impacts. Think H2O distributes one product, the toilet tank bank, a plastic bladder which can be filled with water and placed in the tank of a pre-1992 toilet to make it instantly low flow. The product is sourced from EcoFit, a distributor of water conservation and energy efficiency products whose head office is in Mississauga. The product is sold online only through Think H2O's website on Shopify. The concept for this venture came from a desire to do something to contribute to water conservation in the midst of severe drought conditions across BC this summer. With proceeds from sales, we are supporting WaterAid Canada, a charity that works to provide access to clean water to some of the world's poorest areas. After covering costs, Think H2O will be donating all proceeds to WaterAid in support of this important cause.
Our key stakeholders are EcoFit, a distributor of water conservation and energy-efficient products, whose head office is in Mississauga, Ontario, and WaterAid, a charity that focuses on supplying safe water internationally and are the sole recipient of all proceeds from Think H2O's sales of tank banks. In order to evaluate our triple bottom line, we focused on people, the planet, and profit. The measure chosen to evaluate our impact on people is social reach. On the planet is liters of water saved, and profit is margins and, of course, overall profit.
We will now take you through our analysis of the social, environmental, and economic impacts and challenges of Think H2O's venture. Evaluating the social impact of Think H2O's venture is in many ways easy and extremely difficult. From the outset, the founders understood the importance of partnering with a credible charity who shared our values and water conservation goals in our communities and beyond. In WaterAid Canada, Think H2O found a well-established and credible partner who offered both the national reach that could help spread our message and the international reach to transform people's lives around the globe. Through our donations, we can help WaterAid Canada work to provide safe water and improve hygiene and sanitation in homes, schools, and communities in over 37 countries. With over $400 in projected donations for August, we can expect our contributions to help fund several low-cost initiatives like the installation of rope pumps. Popular in Ethiopia, these locally made water pumping devices cost just $15 per month for a one-year period, provide work for locals, and benefit the community by providing fresh water. Social impacts can also be measured in part by the reach of online mediums like our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. Data collected from our website and analyzed using Google Analytics offers the most accurate information of our reach. To date, Think H2O's website has hosted 362 unique visitors, our Facebook account has had 46 likes, our Twitter feed has 60 followers, and our Instagram feed has 18 followers. Through the continued use of social media, we can better understand our audience and contribute to the success and growth of our venture. As with most businesses, our experiences were not all positive, and there were several challenges identified. First, many may view Think H2O's sale of toilet tank banks as an environmental product and therefore an environmental initiative. Recognizing this, Think H2O attempted to mitigate that perception through the prominent references to WaterAid Canada and its regular blog posts on our website. Second, Think H2O must trust that WaterAid Canada is using our customers' donations appropriately and in a transparent manner. More work can be done in this area to further build trust between all parties. Third, although Think H2O uses data analytics to inform their marketing strategy, there is no guarantee that our use of online marketing tools is targeting our desired audience, one who cares about social and environmental issues. Finally, our company can only speculate as to whether our products will be adopted by a broader section of society. Only through further research will we be able to obtain more conclusive evidence that our product is having the desired impacts.
To evaluate the environmental impact of the tank bank, each stage of the product's life cycle needs to be closely analyzed. The first stage is the extraction of raw materials for product use. This stage is closely connected to the product design, as the design would largely determine which materials are required in its production. The product is largely made of vinyl, which is primarily constructed of natural gas and chlorine. The next stage is the manufacturing of the tank bank. This stage holds environmental impacts, although Think H2O is currently unaware of the extent of these impacts, as the manufacturing process has not yet been disclosed. It has, however, been described elsewhere that vinyl production creates lower levels of CO2 and uses fewer raw materials than other types of plastics, indicating a proportionately lower level of environmental impact. An intentional step that Think H2O took in establishing a supplier relationship was seeking out a company that was willing to dropship the product. Rather than doubling transportation impacts by redistributing the tank bank ourselves, transportation is kept to a minimum through direct supplier distribution to our customers. As for the tank bank's use, our goal of selling 200 units in the first month would result in thousands of liters of water saved. The tank bank is designed to save up to 3.2 liters of water with each flush. With the average person flushing 6 to 8 times per day and an average household of 2.5 people in Canada, this ultimately results in nearly 1.5 million liters of water saved each year if our sales targets are met. Finally, considering environmental challenges in particular, the disposal of the tank bank presents some unknowns. Some sources indicate that vinyl products last over 20 years, and that when they do reach the end of their usefulness, there are many recycling options available. That being said, Think H2O needs to seek out the durability of the tank bank itself and identify whether there is clear indication on the product as to how it should be appropriately disposed. Although Think H2O has taken many proactive actions to reduce environmental impacts and focus on social well-being, some life cycle stages result in negative impacts, and others require further exploration to determine impact. For example, when considering social impact, we can identify that the raw materials and manufacturing stages create associated jobs. However, the environmental impacts of those stages could also cause a high degree of longer-term social harm, which would result in an overall neutral impact. As for manufacturing and disposal, at this point, Think H2O hasn't gathered enough information to be able to effectively analyze and transparently communicate overall impact.
To evaluate the economic impacts of Think H2O and the tank banks, our most effective elimination of costs and extra work was the ability to dropship our product from our supplier at EcoFit. Dropshipping allowed us to save on upfront capital to purchase the tank banks and build in the cost of the shipping and handling of the product. This also allowed much less hours for logistic purposes. Our cost of goods on the tank banks was $3.60. With a price point of $8, Think H2O was working on a 55% gross margin. We were working with a $320 upfront capital cost, with the majority sunk into the setup of the Shopify site and various advertising avenues such as Facebook and Google AdWords. After our upfront costs were considered, our break-even point would be 73 tank banks sold. With projected sales of 200 tank banks, this would allow us to potentially donate just over $400 to WaterAid Canada. For our triple bottom line approach, our recommendations to improve our product and services are as follows. On the social side, we would be well advised to conduct thorough research into our target market, perhaps trade shows or partnering with wholesale plumbing sales. To create a strong social connection, we would like to be able to allocate donations to specific WaterAid initiatives. This would allow us to pinpoint where the profits were going and give our customers a better idea as to where their dollars are being put to use. It would also be beneficial to evaluate our partnership with WaterAid to ensure our donations are being properly used. On the environmental side, we would like to better understand the manufacturing process of the tank banks to ensure durability and recyclability of the product. Educating our customers on best practices for end-of-life disposal of the tank bank would also be beneficial. We would also like to attain a U.S. supplier to expand our market reach. Finally, on the economic side, to achieve better gross margins, negotiating a lower unit cost with EcoFit or another provider would help to achieve this. Also, to increase sales, we should develop a marketing strategy to target high-volume customers such as hotels or property management firms.
Think H2O is proud of the work we have done so far on our triple bottom line initiatives. From this analysis, we conclude that there are a number of key tasks to accomplish moving forward, such as highlighting WaterAid's efforts online in strengthening our partnership, expanding the product line to include other water-saving household devices, and negotiating a lower price point with our existing supplier to maximize revenue. Think H2O is confident that these goals are achievable and looks forward to improving operations to provide maximum benefit to the team, stakeholders, and customers.